Nationwide by-elections, voters commend INEC as collation begins. Federal government approves immediate reconstruction of collapsed Mokwa Bridge. And subnationals give thumbs up to policies of Tinubu administration. Hello and welcome to the news desk at 6 on NTA News 24. We're live in Abuja. I am Dennis Adegunloye. The conduct of the by-election in Ibadan North Federal Constituency has been described as a success, devoid of violence and breakdown of law and order. Resident Electoral Commissioner INEC, Oyo State, Dr. Ramon Tella observed this while monitoring the exercise in some wards and polling units within the constituency. Oyeyinka Omole reports.
Accompanied by some officials of the commission, security personnel and members of the media, Resident Electoral Commissioner Dr. Ramon Tella went round most of the polling units within the wards in the constituency for first-hand information on the voting process. While some polling units were populated with over 1,000 voters, some were discovered to have less than 20 of expected voters, which were noted for possible transfer of voters in the future elections, especially in Ward 4, Unit 49 at Open Space, Idiomo, Itutaba, with only 11 registered voters. Deployment of polling officials and materials was said to be prompt, while there was no record of violence or malfunctioning of bimodal voter accreditation system in all the polling units visited.
This election is being conducted on an electoral process that guarantees transparency, integrity, and acceptable one by all the people in Ibadan North Federal Constituency here.
As at the time of filing this report, some polling units visited recorded low turnout of voters in Ibadan. Oyeyinka Omole, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Okura two-state constituency by-election in Dekina local government area of Kogi State has been held under a peaceful atmosphere. Residents commend INEC on its proactiveness for the peaceful conduct of the by-election in the area. Ayodele Ibibemi reports.
Timely distribution of both sensitive and non-sensitive electoral material to the various polling units signaled the timely commencement of the by-election. At polling unit 001 in Obeya Kekele's Open Space in Anyigba, the Ogoi Onu Anyigba, Abu Shuaibu Okolo joined other electorates in the area to cast his votes.
You can see the mammoth turnout of people to exercise their franchise. And the situation is very calm, and without fear of contradiction, I want to tell us wholeheartedly that the election of Okura Constituency State House of Assembly is free and fair in the entire Anyigba world.
The by-election is going on smoothly and freely. You can see the turnouts.
The traditional ruler commended INEC and the security personnel for ensuring smooth conduct of the exercise in the area. At Barak 3 Open Space in Adumo Egume, the APC candidate in the by-election, Hassan Sado, cast his vote alongside other electorates. Some electorate and observers who monitored the exercise expressed satisfaction with the conduct of the election.
The coordination and the people and the electoral management, in fact, the effort they put in place is something to reckon with. We came here. We did not witness any violence. We did not see any snatching of ballot box. And we discovered that the people, they felt so free, moving about, exercising their franchise.
Really, actually, we observe peace, one, in the arena. I really appreciate the people of this state. I appreciate the government of the day. God will continue giving the wisdom to govern the electoral process in Nigeria, especially in Kogi State.
Kogi State Commissioner of Police, Malet Antawaye, who was on ground monitoring the exercise, speaks.
So far, I think Kogites, particularly the Okura people of our constituency, have been very coordinated and organized. So far, the locations are visited so far. I think there hasn't been any cause for alarm. Well, let me just remind them that it's just a by-election. That means we have enough manpower. I am not in any way short of manpower. That means I've deployed, or we have deployed adequately to every location. They should try to just conduct themselves.
Voters in 138 polling units across 4 registration areas will determine who represent them at the Kogi State House of Assembly after the death of the former member, Enema Paul. Ayodele Ibibemi, NTA News.
In the meantime, Kimpact Development's initiative's observation of the by-elections holding in 12 states shows that the BVAS functioned effectively in the majority of polling units observed. The Election Observer Group, in a preliminary statement, commended INEC for this improvement in the electoral process. It emphasized that only a negligible number of polling units reported minor malfunctions, mostly linked to network challenges.
The institution we should be calling on now to let the results reflect the will of the people. The issue of the judiciary is still should not still be a concern for now. And at the same time, if the results reflect the will of the people, you will find out that the judiciary will have no job to do. And that is what we want to see, that it will get to a point that, look, the election will be so credible that nobody needs to go to court.
And a report just reaching us from the Situation Room of Auda, Nepad, Nigeria, is also commending INEC for the peaceful conduct of by-elections in 12 states. Kenneth Nanim reports that head of the African peer review mechanism of the agency spoke to NTA on the observations made.
To observe the conduct of election and its processes is part of the mandate of Auda, Nepad, Nigeria. From the Situation Room at its headquarters in Abuja, the agency is interfacing with its personnel in the field for updates. Head of African Peer Review Mechanism of the agency, Karim Rashid Alawale, is the coordinator of the Situation Room.
We have reports that generally election has been very, very peaceful. Materials arrived, the polling unit as at when due, there are presence of security agencies, no photo party, and we even at the point we were asking if there's a case of vote buying, but none of our observers were able to report to us that there's a case of vote buying so far.
Other areas the agency is observing include the deployment of ICT and how persons with disabilities are being included in the process.
From what we gather from our field, from our men on the field, BVAS has been working excellently. I think it's only in Kanu we were hinted that we had skirmishes of issues somewhere, which has been immediately nipping the bud. Generally, the election has been very, very peaceful, and I want to commend INEC for this.
The agency says it will continue to follow up with developments for updates until the by-elections are concluded by INEC in the 12 states. Kenneth Nanim, NTA News.
To other news now, Vice President Kashim Shettima has commended Zenith Bank for instilling a culture of innovation and integrity into Nigeria's financial standards. He made the remark in Lagos during the 35th anniversary of the bank, saying beyond performing very well in protecting Nigeria's wealth, the bank has also nurtured nations' dreams.
So as we gather to celebrate Zenith Bank at 35, we are honoring a culture where innovation is instinct, where integrity is non-negotiable, and where service to humanity is as important as service to shareholders. On behalf of the government and people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, may the next 35 years find you still breaking barriers, still setting standards, and still proving that in Nigeria, greatness is not an exception, it's an expectation.
The Vice President attended the bank's anniversary as a proud alumnus of the financial institution, saying while some financial institutions exist mainly to expand their profit margins year after year, there are other banks that write history. Stakeholders in Ebonyi State are confidently expressing unrelenting support for the current administration, both at federal and state levels. At a town hall in Abakaliki, residents noted the ongoing infrastructure rebirth in the southeast as being informing their position to remain ambassadors of the renewed hope agenda. Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara reports.
The ambience of a happy people at the Christian Economical Center in Abakaliki made the engagement between the people and the federal government delegation led by the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, that of a homecoming. He explained federal government policies and attributed their impact to the judicious implementation of the post-subsidy regime plan that is supporting the state and local governments to fast-track development.
Before President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was sworn in as president, there is not any serious federal government project here in Ebonyi State. And there are not so many federal government projects scattered around the southeast. Today, from Enugu to Abakaliki, everywhere you follow, all the roads, all the bridges, all the flyovers are being done either by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu or what your governors are doing. Now, what this tells me is that because the president says he wants to collaborate with these governors, you are having peace and you are having money at the disposal of the state government to continue to deliver dividends of democracy to all of you.
Elated with the infrastructural renaissance in the southeast, Ebonyi State Governor Francis Nwefuru promised to sustain efforts in delivering dividends of democracy as a worthy ambassador of the renewed hope.
I am happy that I am the governor at this period. You can see the reason, because I have a man who is the president of this country, who believes in building subnationals through their leaders. And that is why this development is ongoing. You can see that Ebonyi has come of age, and we are competing with other states.
Ebonyi State is the fastest growing state in this country. Ebonyi State is the most peaceful state in this country.
In all the 5 states in Ebonyi State, in Southeast, only Ebonyi State, they don't have sit down at home on Monday. Context are not the governor, because we have engaged all of us.
We are happy the way the affairs of the country has been piloted for the past 2 years plus.
Citizens Engagement Initiative is encouraging and expanding the two-way communication strategy and increasing direct feedback on government activities between the people and government. In Abakaliki, Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara, NTA News.
Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has approved the release of 16.7 billion naira for the immediate reconstruction of the Mokwa Bridge in Niger State, which was destroyed by flooding in May 2025. Minister of Information and National Orientation Mohammed Idris disclosed this in Abakaliki, the Ebonyi State capital, after a meeting with his colleague, the Minister of Works, David Umahi. Here again is Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara.
3 months ago in Makwa, Niger State, a devastating flood occurred that claimed the lives of several persons and displaced hundreds of families. The bridge in Makwa, linking the northern and southern part of the country, was not also spared. However, efforts by the federal government to ensure the rebuilding process of the affected Makwa Bridge has yielded results.
The president, before he traveled out yesterday, graciously approved the immediate reconstruction of, the Makwa Bridge, as requested by the Honorable Minister. He graciously approved, because of him. And also he requested himself and NSA the reconstruction of the washed away, 5-span bridge of Wokari in Taraba State, But he's a man that is very fair. And each time he does something, he touches the entire geopolitical zone.
The Minister of Information and National Orientation says the approval underscores the administration's responsiveness to urgent infrastructure needs.
My senatorial district, we want to thank Mr. President, and we want to thank the Honorable Minister of Works. We jointly discussed about this, and we approached Mr. President, and Mr. President graciously approved that bridge. It means a lot for the people of my state. 16.7 billion to reconstruct that bridge. It's a 10-span bridge. We want to thank Mr. President, and I feel really very honored. And when we discussed with the president and said this means a lot for us, he quickly appended his signature. And so we feel very happy. The Minister of Works, even though he's from Ebonyi, he was the first set of people that sent people to Mokwa to go and look at what is happening there. And only yesterday, or 2 days ago, Mr. President graciously approved that Mokwa Bridge for our people. We feel very, very honored for that. I know that even our governor will be very, very happy to hear this. Thank you.
There was reassurance here that the Tinubu administration's infrastructural projects are designed and being executed across the country. In Abakaliki, Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara, NTA News.
This is the news desk at 6 on NTA News 24. We'll take a short break. More reports in a moment.
Feel the power of precision, engineered to perfection. Every component is crafted with care, and each design is meticulously tested. From concept to creation, our engineers push the boundaries of technology, seamlessly blending performance and sustainability with a deep commitment to African ingenuity. Introducing the CNG Boss, a remarkable achievement in engineering designed to operate on compressed natural gas, a cleaner and more sustainable fuel alternative. At Innocent Vehicles, we proudly lead the way in creating greener mobility across Africa. And it doesn't stop there. From SUVs to sedans, spacious buses to electric cars, Innocent offers a wide range of models designed to meet every need. Innocent Vehicle, the pride of African roads.
You're welcome back. Now, stakeholders in emergency response and management in Kogi State have resolved to broaden collaboration, leveraging the State Emergency Operation Command Center for effective emergency response to mitigate the impact of the predicted flooding in Kogi State. Solomon Aedin reports that this was at a meeting held at the Command Center in Lokoja.
Anxiety is still in the air, particularly around riverine communities in Kogi State, as the water levels on both rivers Niger and Benue continue to rise amidst fears of possible flooding.
We're already in the flood. It's only the level that matter.
It is in line with its commitment to enhance quick emergency response ahead of the looming dangers of the predicted flood that Emergency Preparedness and Response Team, comprising critical stakeholders in emergency management, are meeting again in Lokoja to review its strategies towards ensuring effective service delivery, collecting data and processing, rescue operations and impact mitigation techniques, as well as equipping all the 42 IDP camps mapped out across the 9 flood-prone local government areas in the state. The meeting, coordinated by the head of Abuja operations of the National Emergency Management Agency, Abdullahi Zakari, highlights the readiness of team members to take the task ahead.
By next week, according to the directives of the governor, we'll start moving our people from low grounds to upper grounds.
We're also trying as much as possible to see how we can activate all necessary structures to see that we can also support a very fast recovery process.
We have staff to be deployed to capture data, supporting the state government and other agencies.
We have provided life jackets to riverine areas, to maritime workers. We have also provided life jacket to the Ministry of Transport. We have also provided fiber boats, high-speed boats, 4 of them, to Kogi State government.
The inauguration of emergency operation and response teams at the local government level have started, while the clearing and fumigation of IDP camps is to commence in earnest. Evacuation subcommittees has also been put in place, preparatory to any flood eventualities. In Lokoja, Solomon Ayedehi, NTA News.
It's on health now. The federal government has inaugurated the Committee on Collective Bargaining for the Health Sector, marking the official commencement of negotiations with major health sector unions and professional associations. The inauguration is in line with the Articles 1 and 2 of the Guidelines on Collective Bargaining Agreements Machinery and reflects government's commitment to addressing critical workforce issues in the sector. The structured negotiations will engage key stakeholders, including the Nigerian Medical Association, the Joint Health Sector Unions, the National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives, among others. Discussions will focus on key issues such as remuneration, working conditions, professional development, and the welfare of the associations and unions. Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Ali Patti, who led the inauguration, emphasized that the initiative aims to build a fair and sustainable framework for Nigeria's health workforce. Professor Patti added that the process is a crucial step towards ensuring that the concern of health workers are addressed transparently and responsibly. And in a bid to stem the tide of brain drain, the Institute of Medical Sciences Africa has convened a solemn luncheon, bringing together aspiring healthcare professionals from across the continent. Minister of Education Dr. Tunji Alausa is urging them to view their roles as catalysts for meaningful change in their respective nations. Thomas Ogbetere reports.
The 6-month training focus on assisted reproductive technology, ART, is designed to build capacity in a continent where brain drain and medical tourism have long stifled healthcare development. From Sierra Leone to Niger and the rest of African countries, the program drew participants determined to change the narrative. The program is not just an ordinary training, it is a bridge to discourage the flight of our talents, keep our patients home, and above all, a bridge to collaboration across African borders. The Minister of Education was represented at the event.
So these people that are here, they are coming for specialized area in embryology, IVF, and others.
For one of the trainees from Sierra Leone, the training means a lot more than a professional milestone. It's a promise with conviction. He shared his dream of establishing an affordable IVF center in his home country.
Why I'm here is so that we can make sure that IVF is well established in our country, Sierra Leone.
Dr. Adamu Onu, Managing Director of the Institute of Medical Science Africa, emphasized that the program is Africa-focused, aimed at equipping professionals with both skills and purpose at a time when many African doctors and nurses are living for better pay and conditions abroad. This training is a rare example of a reverse flow, an inward movement of knowledge, collaboration, and hope.
We know the burden that medical tourism has imposed on the system, wherein a lot of Nigerians that desire certain advanced health techniques travel out of the country.
If you hear one of them said he's been an embryologist for so many years in his country, but he has never gone out. So he came here to learn how to do embryo biopsy. That means to detect embryos that have genetic problems even before we transfer the embryos.
It's not just about science, it's about stories of families who can hope to have children, of doctors who choose to stay, and of systems being rebuilt from within. In a continent that has for too long relied on solutions from abroad, this luncheon marked something quietly revolutionary. It is about Africans, equipping Africans to care for Africa. In Abuja, Thomas Ogbetere, NTA News.
Now a story celebrating a quarter century of excellence, empowerment and dreams fulfilled. 25 years after graduating from the federal government's Girls' College, Kazari, the class of 2000 gathered to mark this milestone, reminiscing about their time in school and sharing memorable stories that shaped their lives. Shehu Mohammed Datti takes us through the highlights of this memorable reunion.
It was a celebration of the alumni's achievements, capturing the spirit of joy as the college commemorates 25 years of empowering girls through education. Over the years, the class of 2000 has not only made a positive impact on their alma mater through project sponsorship, but also mentored and assisted their younger peers.
As you celebrate 25 years of this great set, remember your legacy is not in breaking ceilings, but in building floors strong enough for the next generation to stand on without breaking themselves in the process.
Because right from the onset, we've groomed ourselves to be one. We are a very, very united state, and that is what we have come to showcase at this 25th anniversary.
Looking ahead, the alumni plans to launch even more impactful projects for the college, while fondly reminiscing about their favorite memories from school days.
It's amazing the way the school have been able to put us together. So we want each and everyone to continue in that unity, in that love, and above all, to be able to reach out.
We went to the school, we shared projects to the students before coming to this anniversary today. Then some of our mates that are in need, we gave them, like 11 of them, we gave them 100,000 naira each.
Fair Government Girls' College, Kazori, has made significant contributions to the local community and beyond through education, mentorship, and outreach programs. In Abuja, Shehu Mohammed Datti, NTA News.
That concludes the news desk at 6 on NTA News 24. Thanks for watching. I am Dennis Adigunloye.